I think it's going to remain depending on the type of company. So I think, and it's just, I know it's not a cop out answer, but I would say they will, especially for enterprise tech. I think they're going to stay private longer because enterprise technology is typically doesn't have network effects or any kind of viral nature to it. And so, it's a lot more in the side of, they use this overused term flywheel, but it's on the side of just, base execution and making sure, because the sales cycles are longer. You're not selling to someone who's, baited by a click. You're usually selling to slightly more, tech savvy, sophisticated buyer, whether it's a CTO or CIO or CISO or what have you. So I think enterprise companies will stay private longer because you can kind of ride through some of the early unpredictabilities without getting punished, without getting punished by the stock market. Let's say if one quarter doesn't work out, and you can kind of build up to a pipeline. At least that's kind of the way I looked at it, where you start to get some predictability in the quarter. So you don't have to be profitable, but just predict a little more sense of predictability on how things work. Whereas I think I'm not a consumer investor, but my understanding is with companies like that, whether it's Airbnb, you have tons of like immediate metric data, and then you can just kind of see the algorithm or the pattern working, and I think it's just a little more predictable. And maybe in those cases, I don't want to speak obviously for such a legendary investor, but I think in those cases where it's a consumer situation, then there are benefits for going public, like transparency and some internal discipline and that kind of thing. So if like the core engine of growth is doing really well, you'll be fine in the stock market, but maybe you get the benefits of some other things. And of course you get liquid. So it depends on also when you invested.